here at MetLife Stadium following the Giants' 14-7 win over the Washington Commanders. And as you can probably tell, it's very windy outside. That's why Brij Gautam missed a very easy field goal early in the game, and that's how the game got started for the Giants. You know, take away a few of the 3-and-outs, right? Their first major offensive drive ended with a missed field goal. Giants fans shaking their heads. It is extremely windy out here, as you can tell, at the Meadowlands here in East Rutherford in New Jersey. However, the Giants offense did eventually get going, scored twice in the first half, both touchdowns, the first to Darren Waller in the air, and the second to Saquon Barkley, also through the air. It was a short pass. The score at half, 14-0. If you're a Giants fan, you're feeling great. However, the Commanders did get the ball to start the second half, and in the second half, they did score their first touchdown. The score was 14-7, and as you heard, that was the final score. That remained the final score for the Commanders and the Giants. They punted. They just kept trading punts. It was a punt-off. If you're a fan of soccer, you loved what you saw today. A lot of kicking and lots of 3-and-outs. The best chance the Commanders had at getting back into this game came late into the fourth quarter when they drove down with about a minute left after forcing a Saquon Barkley fumble. Yes, the Giants were actually in the red zone about to score when Saquon Barkley fumbled the ball. A score for the Giants would have put them up 21-7. At the very least, a field goal, 17-7, sealing the game. Barkley fumbles the ball, Washington takes over, they march downfield, and they're about to score. However, on fourth down, the pass goes incomplete to Jahan Dotson, who can't haul it in. And for the Commanders, that resulted in a turnover on downs. The Giants kneeled it, got into victory formation, and that was the game, 14-7. A couple notes for the game. Tyrod Taylor got the start again for the Giants, as he did last week against Buffalo. He played reasonably well, made some nice throws downfield. Jalen Hyatt, of course, the rookie, a wide receiver, had himself a terrific game. A couple of really nice catches, showing off his speed. Definitely look for him to get involved as the season goes on. For the Giants, they now stand at 2-5. A big win for the Giants. They host the Jets, and host, right? It's not really. They're technically the home team next week. But again, it will feel very much like a neutral site game. The Jet fans will come out, and then they go on the road to play the Raiders. If the Giants can win those next two games, the season could potentially be salvageable. Brian Daboll had some nice things to say after the game, and we'll get to that in a second, but really his message to the team is, approach each week as if it's its own season, right? You can't let last week bother you. The way they lost against Buffalo was so tough, but don't let that, dwell. And they came out with a lot of fight today. The Giants looked real good, and, the Commanders have played well this season. They haven't played amazing, but they certainly aren't a terrible team by any means. So a great win for the Giants. They're now 2-5. They'll host the Jets next week. And here's what Brian Daboll had to say after the game.
I thought Tyrod made a heck of a play. Waller made a great adjustment on a route on that third down. And then I thought Tyrod did a great job with his feet, his time in the passing game to get that ball to Saquon on a check down. Tyrod had a good game, played well, took care of the ball, made good decisions, threw the ball where it was supposed to be thrown. So, again, we left stuff out there. There's no question about it. We left stuff out on the field. We left points out on the field. Like you said, the missed field goal, we fumble in the red zone. But, I'll take the result.
As I mentioned, the Giants will be playing the Jets here at MetLife Stadium next week. I'll be here to cover it. Exciting. You only get to see this game once every 4 years as a regular season matchup. So, even though the Giants and Jets may not be fighting for the playoffs, Jets might be, but even though it may not be a high-stakes game, you better believe the fans will be here. I'll be here. And for WFUV Sports, I'm Brij Gautam.